Hey, I'm Steve Reese, work here with Keith Elks at Bees Needs. Um, I do whatever needs done. I help take care of the bees, work in the wood shop, making all the equipment, and I also help out in the store every now and then when somebody needs a day off or needs to get their hair done. So, jack of all trades. What I'm doing right now is the sourwood honey that we picked up yesterday. We want to, once we pick it up, you want to get it extracted as soon as possible. Sourwood's not a problem, but some honeys will tend to crystallize if they've been left on the frame too long. What I'm doing right now, the caps on this comb are too low for the knife to take off, so I take it off with a cap scratcher because I can get below the surface of the two frame edges. Again, all capped honey here, nothing here. So this is a good frame for capping. Anything the knife doesn't get, I'll get with the scratcher. Don't want to waste any liquid gold. Want to get it all. This is sourwood, yes. Yeah, wasn't as good a year as we had hoped. Too much rain kept washing everything off before the bees could get to it. Okay, this one's capped on this side, but there's no nectar in these cells. So I can cap this side and take the honey without any uncured nectar on this side, diluting and raising the moisture content. But there is nothing here. So, and this is low. You want to have no more, preferably less, than 5 to 10% of open comb when you're extracting, because otherwise you run into troubles with the moisture content of the honey. And anything over 18.6 is both illegal to sell and will be prone to fermentation. So, when we get this all extracted, we'll check it with a refractometer and make sure that our moisture content is where it has to be, because there's no fudging. It's too dangerous. Now with this Hive Butler tank that I'm using, we can cap it. It will save all the cappings in the top section, and any honey will drip down through the screen into the bottom container, and then we can take that honey and run it through the filters, and it'll be good to go. It's just a nice, neat, tidy way of doing things. Again, we got all capped, but no nectar here. So I can extract this frame as well. Now if there's too much open nectar, all you can do is feed that frame back to the bees. It's nice to have the honey, but it's better to have the integrity of your honey. This knife here is one that a friend of Keith makes up. Very sharp. It's our go-to knife. It's made out of a steel that's used to make saw blades, so it will maintain its edge for a long time. We're using a Savan. I'm not sure of the model, but it will do. It'll do 24 frames, 24 medium frames in one go, which is pretty handy. Most guys around here will use medium supers anyways. You know, there are some of our customers that will use only shallows, simply because people don't want to bother with the weight, which, you know, I can fully understand. But, you know, there are areas where people use deeps for honey. My father's up north, and he's never used anything but deeps. When I was asking him about mediums, he said he hadn't seen anybody in his area using them for years. So it's all a preference. If it isn't capped, it isn't ready to harvest. Nothing prettier though when you open up your hive and see all that capped honey. Nice fresh comb, nice fresh caps. It's a real pretty sight to see. But like I said, there's, you know, different parts of the country will have different crops, and some crops will crystallize more than others. Now when we load the frames into the extractor, the top of the frame will face the outside. The reason being, the bees, in all their wisdom, when they build the comb is in a V shape. So as they fill it with nectar, nothing's running out. And when we extract it, if we don't have it facing the outside edge like that, and we have them in backwards, it will tear up your comb. And once we get this extracted, we'll let the bees clean it out, and then put it up, freeze it, put it up for the winter, and it's ready for spring. Because having this drawn comb in good shape is liquid gold. Because next year, because the bees have already made this comb, they don't have to use up resources next spring to make more comb. So they'll fill it with honey faster, rather than having to use the nectar to build comb first and then start filling it. But of course, you know, new keepers and some keepers that just had a bad year may not have enough drawn comb. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but this is why we take good care of the drawn comb, because it's worth $10 and up frame for drawn comb, because it saves a lot of time and nectar. So again, we don't have to worry about losing the honey that's going into the tub. Of course, you want to keep your comb intact as best possible.